Halo, Cip, ada kan suaranya si? Ada nggak sih suaranya tak? Adalah ada suaranya. Cing dapat banget. Oh shoot. Oi. Au. Reputasi itu ya. Bisa kelempang. Masa reputasi, oke. Ya nggak dapat ini dong. Berapa itu? 60.000. Fine. 90. Request. Ganti mingguan. Mingguan. Cuman nggak dapat ini, nggak dapat prime gem dong. Iyalah. Crafting. Oh. Yang reputasi ya. Minecraft. Wag na. Oh, udah ditandain sekarang. Atau gimana sih itu? Quest atau udah emang udah ditandain gitu kan? Malam 7, 8, 9, 10. Bisa dimasukin nggak sekarang? Coba rumah yang kalian orang masukin. Ya nggak bisa tetap. Archive karakter bisa dicari nggak sih voice? Nggak ya? Shut SMS biadab diam. Oh, rumah yang mana nggak bisa dimasukin sih? Why? Kenapa? Ini jalan rumah. Ya ada ini. Tetap nggak bisa tuh. Boosting. Udah belum? Udah. Ke 10 level. Maksimumnya 5. Berarti udah per 5. Per 40 hari. Ini beli. Udah dibeli ya. Akhirnya orang main pakai bahasa Jepang, voice Jepang, cuman nggak tahu nanti bakal balik lagi nggak ini ke voice Inggris. Saya tadi pas main nyobain pakai Beidou sama Ningguang nggak enak anjir suara Inggrisnya. Kurang enak suara Inggrisnya Beidou sama Ningguang. Nanti ya story plus. Astaga, berat kalau sampai stream coba. Honkai lagi yang tadi pengen ngomong Honkai lagi kan. Kalau Genshin ngambil banyaknya CPU. Orang Gen 6 paling 5 Gen 6. Nah, kalau yang ini astaga. Claim not the archive. Masih banyak beliau yang ribet banget sih ini ya. Craft. Yes. Crafting table. Crafting table mana? Kan ini kelewat. Wait, ini apa anjir? Oh yang key point yang ini itu di archive itu. Astaga, beliau berat sih. Lebih banyak NPC-nya, lebih banyak, hidup-hidupnya juga lebih tinggi-tinggi. Beda kayak di monster. Sih itu dapat ini dari mana sih? Gather by catching fire. Crystal flies. Kupu-kupu bukan sih? Oke. Buat apa sih ini teh? Anemokolus, Geokolus. Aing Geokolus sama Anemokolus tapi berarti nggak perlu dong. Apalagi sih yang baru udah itu doang. Nah kan sip. Nah ayo story quest. Story quest Arkon quest. Dah lama enggak. Aduh kakak ini apa namanya? Gak streaming Genshin. Dan YouTube masih biasa gobloknya kalau orang lagi live stream. Internet juga samanya. Yang listrik kurang di monopoli, astaga ada Sele lagi di situ. Yang mana dulu? Yang ini dulu aja lah. Bentar kok Sele ngikutin bang, paling kalau pengen sih lagi tinggal. Innalillahi. Kalau sebelum streaming ini, iya. Tapi kalau nggak streaming nanti channel YouTube orang kosong. Nggak. Astaga. Anjing bajingan nih semua musuhnya. Cuman apa yang ini cuma pengen ini diincer segitunya. Apaan sih, sumpah ngeselin. Darahin langsung sekarat lagi. Wait, what ini? Apaan nih langsung pada pantesan jerat aing ngedan. Ngapain main update sendirinya? HP goblok sumpah.
Genki daste yo.
Innalillahi, masa masih diincar sampai sini aja ya? Pokoknya perbaikin bugnya malah ngebug anjir.
Minna o mamoru kara.
Sempet sih itu. Wait, bisa ngeliling kan kalau nggak salah? Apakah yang kerdil soalnya? Nyerang awas. Iya bisa ngeliling dari sini. Jangan ngelincir Nang bug-bug yang sebelumnya juga, yang sebelumnya banyak orang temuin masih ada. Tuh kan. Bug-bug dari versi sebelumnya yang orang lihat masih ada banyak. Astaga, ini juga YouTube apaan sih?
Hora, 空にあるあれが軍玉閣だ。しまった。道案内役なのに天井への行き方がわからない。でも地図上から軍玉閣の位置を直接探すのもありだと思うぞ。その近くに上がる方法があるはずだ。
Kan YouTube aneh nih kan. Widgetnya dari StreamLabs aman. Dari browser YouTube yang kayak anjing. Wah. Oh, wait, dar. Ya kan nggak perlu.
Miro, 装置だ。この位置にあるからにはきっと軍玉閣と関係があるはずだぞ。まさか、おいらを信じろ。
Aduh. Internet bajingan memang.
Jiken, 絶対に成功させる。
Udah gitu PC ya, ini berat lagi lama-lama. Innalillahi.
ここまでだな。雰囲気がもっと強かったらそのままいけたのに。なんで？わかったぞ。じゃなきゃあの関羽が軍玉閣まで案内。よし、お前の言う通りに。下を見ろ。もう奇襲機の近くまで来てたんだな。そうだ、いいアイディアを思いついたぞ。奇襲機でお前を上に飛ばそうか。安全面を忘れてただけだぞ。そうだった。確かにそれは使える。さあ、奇襲機で上に行く道がないか探そうぜ。6308式ユニット。
Entity has timeout. Gimana maksudnya entity timeout? Ntar deh kalau gitu. Bajingan salah. Party. Balikin lagi ke Razer. Setan dibosin. Astaga, ada sele lagi di situ. Nah, sekalian lah ke balista kan satu arah. Udah excellent sekarang gitu mah. Setan. Jangan situ banget dong. Oh, berarti yang pernah dihidupin pada langsung mati dong. Yang ininya. Ada lagi itu di kanan. Cuma nanti pas sampai yang ningguang orang pas ngedengerin suaranya kurang cocok. Ini orang main versi yang pas ceritanya ini kan pasti bakal ketemu ningguang ya. Paling nanti orang ubah baik atau enggak ya, nggak tahu juga sih nanti gimana nanti. Soalnya orang lebih suka bahasa Inggris. Bahasa Inggrisnya si Diluk, Mona lebih bagus soalnya. Suara bahasa Inggris Diluk sama Mona jauh lebih bagus soalnya. Banyak sih yang bagus, Jepang juga. Still, yang Jepang rata-rata karakternya suaranya malah kayak pemuda. Entry timeout has disappeared. Oh, itu, yang itu bukan sih maksudnya? Jadi di batas waktu sekarang nggak permanen. Kan kalau kemarin permanen itu, jadi sekali dinyalain bakal ada terus. Oh nggak, masih ada. Maksudnya end timeoutnya gimana sih? Aduh. Seriously. Pasti ngelawan nggak?
止まれ！何者だ！勝手に用地に入り込むとは。
そうだわけがわからないぞ。オイラたちは招待されてここに来たんだ。そんな風に、いや、まさか玉をわざとか？軍玉閣に招待するふりをして、実はここに来たオイラたちを捕まえるつもりなんだ。怒ったぞ。そこの兵士、おとり捜査反対、卑怯だぞ。
何を？普通に仕事しているのに卑怯とは？意味がわからない。とりあえず捕まえるぞ。
来るぞ。やってやろうじゃないか。
Literally berantem gara-gara skerdil, nggak ngotak ngomongnya. Razer bahasa Jepang bukan ame-ame. Ngebom tembok. Ada lagi dong. Oh shit, jatuhnya itu. Anjay. Oh, 3/3. Astaga. Hey, hey, hey.
Ya.
Belum mati loh. Masa masih ngebug sih yang itu, yang musuhnya stuck di atas itu. Masih ngebug loh.
Yamenasai. Nani goto?
Oh, keking. Wait. Aku belum pernah dengar suara bahasa Inggris keking.
国政様、この不審者たちが奇襲機に何かしようとしています。
誰が不審者だ。ん？軍玉閣？君たち何者？招待された客人でリーユエ七世を探してる。そっちは？奇遇ね。私がそのリーユエ七世よ。私は国政リーユエ七世ユーヘン。旅人、君のことは知ってるわ。行幸の客人よね。ほう、こんな荒野でお金持ちと会えるなんて思わなかった。
mulutnya pengen naik sumpah, sumpah.
壊れた天候古城園の奇襲機が一夜で修復された。私がここに来たのはそのことを調べるためよ。この洗顔軍たちがいるのも現場を守るためだけだから。誤解だったんだな。はい、全く思いつかなかった。
Pengen naik sumpah, sumpah muridnya Spymon.
そもそも仙人の作った装置を直せる凡人がいるなんて七世にとっては不思議な話よ。それはな。
Sumpah, pengen naik sumpah.
天主園様がオイラたちを招待した理由を知ってるか？国政でいいわ。そうね。彼女が君を呼んだのはモンドを救った英雄に中立を保っていてほしいからだと思うよ。完全に仙人の味方にならずにね。別に誰かの味方でもないよな。あの仙人たちだってリーユエを守ろうとしてるし。その守るは上から目線の傲慢のことかしら？君たちは凡人。彼らの守る対象だから彼らは君を神を殺せる資格だとは思わないでしょう。だから行幸が現場を封じ民を取り調べて資格を探すなんて命令を、彼らは何かを隠すための工作だと思ってるんでしょうね。そう、彼らは私たちを軽蔑してるわ。確かにそれも一理あるかも。でも国政みたいな仙人を敬わないリーユエ人は初めて見た。時間の概念が薄いだけで敬えと？彼らは凡人に対して傲慢だから私たち七世にしばらく手は出してこないでしょうね。いい、今のは忘れて。敬わないはあくまで私個人の心情だから。行幸はそんなこと言わないわ。とにかく今回彼らの行動は十分自制があるものだと認めるわ。帝君の殺害は尋常じゃない。こんな事態を前に彼らは直接攻撃してくるので思いのほか理性的ね。意外だわ。行幸はね、何でも交渉で解決しようと思って仙人の時代は終わった。リーユエ七世さえもそれを受け入れなければリーユエの未来はどうなるの？うわぁ、また大胆な発言だ。まあ話は以上よ。
Aduh, mata orang buka betul.
ここまで話すつもりはなかったけど君はいい聞き手よね、旅人。さあ軍玉閣に行きなさい。ちゃんと時間を守ってよ。行幸に会いたい人は たくさんいるんだから。リーユへの富豪たちにとって軍玉閣に登ることメリット。
Sumpah pengen aing sumpah mulutnya. Oke.
そうだ、手土産もリーユへの文化だぞ。メリットのためじゃない、リーユへの伝統文化のためだぞ。まあまあ、手土産は後でいいから、まずは軍玉閣に行く方法を教えるわ。本当はここに来なくてもいいの。リーユエ港に戻って月海邸で案内人を探せばね。ではまた会いましょう、旅人。あの幽変は仙人を敬わないけどあっさりした人だな。そうだ、行幸へのそうだ、昨日夢で素敵な料理を思いついたんだ。行幸みたいな大富豪にぴったりだと思うぞ。それを手土産にしようぜ。ない、でもピキーって感じでやればいいぞ。まずは材料だ。急げ、栄光と富が待ってるぞ。
Bisa nggak sih nyok kalau mulutnya gitu? Astaga, lurus. Dua itu doang kan nggak jauh lagi.
Music start.
Entah kenapa orang masih agak berat gitu pengen pakai voice Jepang gitu, saking udah hampir 2 bulan main pakai bahasa Inggris, main pakai bahasa Jepang agak sedikit berat gitu. Pardon, siapa? Oh, blok.
Hah? あそこのスライムキラキラして美味しそう。あいつにしよう。
Bajingan, astaga, nggak mau nge-skill sumpah. Innal lagi nggak mau ngakit sumpah. Tahan semua lagi nih memang. Doa. Richard harus ngomong itu.
Suka. それに何か聞こえないか？違う、助けを呼んでるぞ。あそこの遺跡からだな。あの宝刀団たちが誰かを閉じ込めてるんじゃないか。
相手を間違え。いや。
Astaga, bakar.
助けてくれてありがとう。あの報道団たち、そこのスイートフラワーをいじるついでに俺にまで暴力を振るってきて。
楽勝楽勝。そんなに感謝しなくてもいいからな。
分かってる。ちゃんとお礼は用意するよ。いいえ、君のおかげで助かったんだから。俺はリーユエコー明星祭の供給業者モータンだ。普段は山で骨董を探してるんだが、まさか応答団と同じ遺跡を見つけるとは。うっかり奴らに閉じ込められてしまった。恩人様、何か必要なものは？骨董、貴重品、俺が持ってるものなら何でも。
待った、あるものを探してるんだ。
おや？どういうものを？
プレゼント用の箱はないか？綺麗なやつ、お菓子を入れるんだ。
もちろんさ。骨董業者たるもの、箱は必需品だろう。明星祭には七国でも一流のギフト箱があるよ。店主には俺から言っとく。時間がある時に店に取りに来ればいいさ。
よかった。アイシングスライムの箱はこれで解決だな。
pengen nanti orang kedepannya bakal balik lagi deh pakai English kayaknya sih ya. Kira kalau seandainya orang pengen main pakai bahasa Jepang, orang bisa langsung lanjutin lagi ya. Ini kayak eksis nih. Astaga, enggak. Dia mau usah ngejar-ngejar, udah lah, teleportnya lah. Stream sampai jam berapa? Di mana aja kali lah ya, 5:30 lah sebelum maghrib. Terus besok kalau kosong nggak ada kelas pagi bisa lah langsung stream pagi hari sampai jam 12-an sebelum zuhur, bubar, nanti lanjut laginya sore. Bisa naik. Nah, enggak.
ジュエリーは品切れ中だが珍しいものもあるよ。
こんにちは。ここに来れば綺麗な箱をもらえるってモータンに言われたんだけど。
ええ、彼から聞いたわ。彼を助けてくれてありがとう。うちの商品の多くは彼が集めてきてくれてるの。彼に何かあったら私の商売もおしまいだわ。さあ、この箱自体が骨董品でね、140年以上の歴史があるわ。綺麗にしておいたから、これでいいかしら。おお、す
ごく素敵だ。そうだ、他のものも見ていいか？
ええ、品物は棚にあるからどうぞ。
旅人、この大きい刀剣すごそうだよな。これをボール代わりにしてかき混ぜたらきっと美味しいお菓子が作れるぞ。できた！唯一無二のアイシングスライム。ゆっくりと箱に入れて粉砂糖をかけて。
ここに積み立ての花があるわ。一緒にどうかしら。
やったー、完璧だ。
Oh, ini yang portable ini ya.
よし、オイラたちの栄光と富を箱に入れ。
Ini yang portable jadi gitu. Astaga, urusan apaan tuh?
ジュエリーは品切れ中だが
Bisa coba lihat dulu replay live-nya. Maksud itu tadi apaan anjir? Aduh, belum masa gue jauh. Dikit
ぜひと
lagi.
も冒険者協会に入会を。とっても面白いよ。ジュエリーは品切れ中だが
Agak ini, oh ada view point. View point. Oh wait, berhenti. Oh belum, masih kekunci. Aing mikirnya udah dibuka nggak tuh? Udah dibuka belum tuh ide ya? Orang mikirnya udah ada map yang kebuka belum?
Barbara, kopi.
Sekarang udah hafal akhirnya jalan Deliu, udah punya nyasar lagi. Ada trik nggak? Arah di
Music start.
nah kayak gitu. Astaga. Aduh, Bani HP kalau ditangkap bisa berhenti. Aduh. Ah udah. Nah itu kalau gitu jadi sampai stamina-nya habis kalau bisa bunny hop tetap cepat jalan. Oh, tinggal ke sini ya.
国生に言われた通りだと確か。こんにちは。月は売ってる？
Hah?
はい、数はどうします？
それは言えない。
正解です。ここからどうぞ。お二人は行幸様が本日招待したお客様ですね。
その通り。
けど今のは客人の暗号ではなく幽変限定の暗号。
You hang maksudnya? Maksudnya gimana? Saya ngelupa ceritanya saking dua banget udah nggak nginin story ya. Oh akhirnya. Nah kalau Ningguang cocok suaranya, yang Inggrisnya nggak cocok sumpah. Yang Inggrisnya nggak
絶雲の間から帰った人。
ああ、行幸だ。はじめまして。プレゼントを用意したんだ。気に入ってくれると嬉しいな。
私に？どうも。招待したのは私なのに、かえって迷惑だったかしら。
そんなことないぞ。ひひ。
この宮殿の位置はすべての山よりも高く、ここからリーウェ港の全貌を見ることができるわ。
Any mountain from this vantage. Ada lagi perusahaan yang lebih tinggi.
商売を始めた時からこの宮殿を作るための資金を集めてきた。天中園になった後、凄腕の職人たちに依頼して増築を続け、最初部屋一つ程度の広さだった軍玉閣も今やリーユエ上空の月を覆い隠すほどになった。そしていつか七国を覆うことになると、私は軍玉閣に登れる客人はそう多くない。セピュロス騎士団の代理団長は手紙の中であなたを褒めてたわ。だからあなたがリーユエに着いた日から私はあなたを探した。
Nani? Bener lah. Bener lah. Nani? Nani?
そしてあなたたちが防除旅館に着いた時にあなたたちの動向を把握した。
I only got wind of your phone when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
まさかオーナーって七星の部下なのか？
違うわ。防除旅館の者全員
私たちの部下。奇襲記のところで。そうよね。
ずっと上で見てたのか？
こんな距離から盗み見はできないわ。耳目の働きよ。あなたたちに興味がある。関心を持つのも当然よ。ええ。仙人と付き合いのあるあなたが私たちを信じないのもわかる。今回は誤解を解くために招待したの。
Bukan buat ditangkap. Hey, speak. Kalau terjun lagi, naiknya dari situ. Ah, dah.
魔人戦争は聞いたことあるわね。かつて魔人があまたといて長い戦争があった。たくさんの血が流れ、2000年前に
Tapi
戦争
suaranya
は
si
終わっ
Zhongli lebih cocok yang Inggris loh. Orang suka suara Zhongli yang bahasa Inggris. Orang mainin suaranya biar bisa ngedengerin suara Zhongli yang Inggris. Orang pasti nggak akan dapet Zhongli mah.
テイワット大陸に残った7人の勝者は敗者の残骸の上で国や城を作り、七神の時代が始まった。幸運閣は見えるかしら？あれは自然にできた景観ではなく、帝君が戦時中に投げた岩の槍よ。岩の槍の下には七神の座を手に入れられなかったかつての魔人が封印されてる。魔人だけでなく属性の七失星も死ぬことはあるわ。帝君の逝去はリーウェにとって想像できないけど、テイワットの七神は崩れない。次の元神が現れる。けれど帝君のことは忘れないわ。その時リーウェの人々と仙人の関係はきっと昔とは違うでしょう。新たな時代でもリーウェ七世は帝君の民よ。帝君に歯向かうなんてあの日のこと、あまりにも突然で対応しようがなかった。その場にいたならわかるわよね。七世の敵はとうにリーウェ港にいる。厄介なことになる前に行動しないと。だから私は先祖の亡骸を隠して敵の行動に牽制を仕掛けたの。
その敵って誰のこと？
さあ、どう思う？
Child kan, Fatui kan. Aduh, ayo udah ke
謎
spoiler.
々でもしてるのか？
Ayo udah ke spoiler, bahkan sebelum update pun ayo udah ke spoiler. 1 bulan sebelum update pun ayo udah di spoilerin anjir.
外の景色は綺麗だけど
Si Child
高い
kan,
場所にいるとやはり風が強いわ。
Fatui kan.
さあ、二人とも中へどうぞ。
Masuk. Tapi nanti kedepannya masih bisa masuk nggak? Jangan nanti pas story-nya udah kelar hilang. Bisa kan? Bisa dong. Bisa dong. Oh ke bawah kirain berenang. Ini barakannya HQ lah ya kalau di monster.
楽にして。我が家のように思っていいから。
Aing pengen sumpel, sumpah mulutnya bikin kesel.
ここに招待したのはあなたたちと友人になりたいからよ。かしこまらなくていいわ。
これが伝説のあの壁か？
あら、知ってるのね。
講談師が言ってたんだ。その壁の紙はみんな欲しいってさ。
その壁にはリーウへの秘密があるからよ。商売人は秘密を知りたがるもの。でも旅人、リーウェ商業の秘密はあなたにとって意味ないものよね。できれば信頼してほしいの。もし私と国政のうち信頼できる相手を選ぶなら。
If you were just the more trusty person between myself and Jack. Wait. Wait.
国政を選ぶわよね。それくらい分かってるわ。気の強すぎる彼女が七星になっても私のフォローは必要だと思ってたけど、千人の時代は終わった。リーウェ七星さえもそれを受け入れなければリーウェの未来はどうなると彼女が言った後、私の心にあった迷いは消えたわ。確かに帝君の逝去は七星にとって有益ね。でもリーウェのためには七星簒奪のデマに縛られてはいけないわ。ええ。さっきからあなたは私の意図が分かってるのね。情報を封鎖し亡骸を隠したのは形勢を安定させるため。モンドのようなことは避けたいの。
The incident in Mondstadt.
ファデュイは帝君の死を理由に外交の一線を越えようと数多くの暗躍をしているわ。私もリーウェの天中園として本気で抵抗しないと。総選儀式を許可したのも七星がリーウェを全面管理するための時間稼ぎ。
七星が儀式を許可したのはオイラたちを利用して目的を果たすためだったのか。勝利の言った通りだな。そうだ、目的を果たすといえば言ってもいいか？
構わないわ。
Kalau nggak guna sumpah pengen aing sumpel gitu ya.
手土産をあげたらお返しがもらえるって聞いたけど。
Anjing
どうかな？
nggak guna literally.
いいわ。素直な人は好きよ。あなたたちにはたくさん迷惑をかけたもの。そのお詫びとしてここから好きなものを一つ選んでいいわ。
やったー！待ってたぞ！オイラが欲しいのはあの壁にある紙切れだ！そんな目で見るなよ！あの壁の紙切れはたとえ爪の大きさでもすごい金になるんだぞ！それがまるまる1ページだったら
Disumpel.
一番大きいやつだ！
Pakai lagi sumpel sumpah. Mulutnya nggak bisa dijaga anjir.
選ぶまでもないな。一番大きいページは一番目立つ場所にある。よし、これだ！ふむふむ、何が書いてあるんだ？丸をつけられてる場所ってまさかお宝？それかお金になるチャンス？金気滅却、何なんだ？ファデュイ研究 コピー。お宝じゃあないみたいだな。ファデュイが近畿滅却の札を秘密裏に研究してるって書いてあるぞ。ファデュイは裏で悪いことをいろいろしてるってさっき行幸も言ってたよな。でも近畿滅却の札の研究も悪いことなのか？そういえばお前も近畿滅却の札を持ってたな。調べてみるか？そうなのか？じゃあやめた方がいい？つまり行幸への不信感が募るほど彼女の言ったことを調べる。ちょっと理解できないな。行幸は優しい人だと思うぞ。でも今はお前の言う通りにしよう。勝利と合流する前にこの資料に書いてある場所に行ってファデュイに探りを入れてみるか。
Pengen kucek-kucek saya itu. Wait, di sini ada chest tidak? Sebelum keluar pungutisme dulu lah di sini. Ada yang bisa diambil apa buku gitu atau chest gitu. Chest dunia ini kalau update sama chestnya respon lagi nggak? Bukan? Dengan ini nih. Nah.
どう？それから軍玉閣で少し休みなさい。そうかしこまらなくていいわ。
Ya, suara bahasa Inggrisnya ningguang nih, nggak cocok sumpah. Language Japanese, English.
So, have you made your choice? You don't have to confirm it with me. Just choose one and take it. Afterwards, why not sit down for a while? Come now.
Oh, nggak cocok banget anjir suara ningguang, sumpah. B itu juga samanya nggak cocok. Asal nggak di wiki sih Sidiluk banyak sih, selain ngisi Sidiluk doang banyak juga ngisi si Mista juga versi bahasa Inggris. Wah, kenapa nggak ada Troy Baker di sini coba? Aduh. Troy Baker ngisi Diluk kayak langsung welling itu buat dapetin Diluk. Yuri Lowenthal. Troy Baker, Yuri Lowenthal, Daniel Southworth, John Young Bosch, siapa lagi ya? Yang tahu tuh. Yang voice actor Inggris tuh. Boom 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 boom. Nah, jalan-jalan sini dulu lah. Lagian juga masih lama kalau ini orang streaming sampai setengah limaan, setengah enaman. Udah lama banget nih streaming ini sumpah. Gak ada chest di bagian belakang sini, gak ada chest. Ayo miskin Primo Gem sumpah. Panjat. Lebih tinggi yang mana, ini atau itu? Lebih tinggi itu sih kan kayaknya. Jelas. Chest nggak ada. Orang pengen banget sih nge-recording ini terus orang bikin meme, record gameplay ini terus orang bikin meme, cuman lebih enak live stream. Kalau main game lebih enak live stream, sumpah. Oh iya, belum nulis buat next script ini. Jangan, sumpah. Katanya bakal di-update ini. Jadi kalau nggak loncat nggak akan ini. Kayaknya bertahap deh nanti di update-nya. Bertahap deh kayaknya update-nya. Astaga. Hey. Kalau jatuh dari kastil nanti lama lagi ke atasnya. Nggak bertahap deh kayaknya update-nya nanti. Yang itu sih kayaknya. Ya dan yang itu aja gunungnya itu masih kelihatan agak bawah, ini masih serata. Tinggal kesini. Bisa ke atas lagi nggak nanti? Bisa dong. Biar. Wait, nggak ada teleport tapi di atasnya. Ayo ngaduk. Jeliwe cuma ada 2 soalnya teleport. Yuki mau suara apapun yang cocok sih, mau yang suaranya psikopat bisa, mau yang udah Fatu bantai lah kayak benci tuh, ngasih lu benci treasure hoard. Ini mau ya itu. Ya, pada notice semuanya. Astaga. Terus macam ini yang cuma terakhir aja. Aish. 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 Nangis linya. Orang belum pernah dengerin suara bahasa Jepang Ezo sih. Turunlah arena sini lah. Shieldnya jelas sih bikin lama banget. Nggak mantap kok. Astaga, apaan itu anjing? Aduh. What the hell? What the fuck? Fuck man. Ngambek loh. Tuh, salah ini lagi orang pengen. Iya, salah. Awas naik ke atas. What? Terusan nyalain naikin nih. Ah. Nah, turun kan. Wow.
News Barbara, 行くよ。
これはまだ生だ。
Masih ada. Oh, udah habis.
Fuda と白紙の紙がたくさんあるぞ。何に使うんだろうな。この模様、どこかで見たような。そうだ、講師がくれた近畿滅却の札も同じ模様だったぞ。ふむ、仙人に関するものを講師が持ってるのも確かに怪しい。ああ、近畿滅却の札は目印として使うために作ったわけじゃないって龍雲釈風神君が言ってたよな。確か魔人戦争中に戦力を発揮するために作られたって。ファデュイが近畿滅却の札を書き写してるのは本物の効果を再現しようとしてるからか。戦争中に戦力を発揮する。危なそうだな。複雑だな。とにかく講師を警戒しないと。さて、そろそろ勝利と待ち合わせの時間だぞ。ここを出ないと。総選儀式準備の旅の終点、確か敵歌集だったよな。早く行こうぜ。
Balik lagi dong. Nggak langsung ke. Shoot. Oh. Bakal tiap hari lagi nggak ya live streamnya? Oh, ngeliling. Orang kamu yang itu bangun. Tadi dapat achievement. Create a box one. Richly mentioned in okay. Story progression dong itu. Kita belum pernah dengar suara Jepangnya Zongli. Kita belum pernah dengar suara Jepangnya Zongli.
時間通りだな。
No!
俺も今着いたところだ。
No! 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 Why? No!
軍玉閣はどうだった？
すごーく広かったぞ。そして豪華。たくさんお
Nggak
金
bisa
かけてるな。
ngasih ganti suara ya kalau kayak gini ya.
確かにその点においてはリーユへ1かもしれないな。行幸にもあったんだろ。どうだった？
お金持ちで気前が良くて親切な人。こいつはオイラと違って素直に話す幽変の方が信頼できるって思ってるんだ。
おや？国政にあったのか？何か言われたか？
仙人の時代は終わった。リーユエ七世さえもそれを受け入れなければリーユエの未来はどうなるって言われたな。
Ngomong depan orangnya.
不敬だな。確かに同じ七世であっても何でも話す国政より行幸の方が典型的な商人だ。親切ではあるが裏がどうなっているかはわからない。ああ、彼女は実力で七世の座を手に入れたんだ。ただ軍玉閣はまさにその志の表れであり、彼女にとって2番目に大事なものだと聞いた。何があっても彼女は軍玉閣を捨てないだろう。
軍玉閣が2番目？じゃあ1番は？
モラさ。
そうだ、ファデュイに関する話もしたぞ。帝君が殺害された後、ファデュイはリーユエで悪いことをたくさんしてるって。
ファデュイはいつもそうだからな。想定のうちだ。
Oh, Aing pengen balik ke bahasa Inggris. Setiap kali ada Zhongli udahlah Aing balikin ke bahasa Inggris aja lah.
ファデュイの目的は知らないが、彼らと接触するときはくれぐれも気をつけてくれ。
そういえば敵歌集にも創戦儀式に必要な品があるのか？
ああ、今日は野生のルリウリを探すぞ。
ルリユリ？なんでここで？玉境内にたくさんあるぞ。警察層にもあるって聞いたけど。そうだ、ピンバーヤに会った時彼女は花を見てた。
いや、あれは人工栽培のもので使えないんだ。ルリウリはかつて敵歌集に大量にあってな。人々、敵歌集は昔陸地だった。魔人戦争で山が崩れ陸が水没し、そのせいでルリウリはほとんど今城内には人工栽培のものが残っている。だがそれでも野生のルリウリの香りは濃く、粉にして衛生香の香炉に入れることが創戦の伝統だ。しかし花を手に入れるにはお前の力が必要になる。ああ、お前の歌声が花の。
お前歌は得意か？ふーん、本当かな？
やってみればわかるさ。
Jelas setiap kali ketemu nah orang pengen ganti dulu bahasa Inggris soalnya lagi bareng Zhongli. Lagi bareng Zhongli orang pengen pakai bahasa Inggris dulu.
It's time to sing whenever you're ready. Da 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 da.
Oh!
What happened? These flowers are...
Wait. Bentar. Pengen ke WC dulu bentar. PC aing sampai bunyi. CPU aing panas ini. Oh enggak panas-panas amat sih. Tapi bunyi CPU aing. Karena orang Razer lebih suka Jepang. Iya, orang cuma suka bahasa Inggris. Orang cuma suka bahasa Inggris ya. Udah, sip.
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower.
Suara Zhongli yang paling orang suka. Gila, orang lebih suka bahasa Inggrisnya.
Strange. These petals look interesting.
Kenapa nggak yang ngisi suara si Zhongli, yang ngisi suaranya siapa tuh, si Jing atau si yang ngisi suara si Kiritsugu aja itu? Kenapa nggak itu aja? Lebih cocok loh.
The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these petals.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the rite of parting?
Unfortunately, no.
That's so lame.
Shut up.
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey, it's... What's her face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name.
Boleh sih ya, ini voice actor ya.
That reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Orang udah bisa nebak sih. Ini voice actor lagi, pengisi suaranya yang kayak gimana.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Something seems a little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her serious attitude now?
Shut up!
Well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Oh, sorry, we shouldn't have brought it up.
Shut up, Paimon.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7.
Enggak.
The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago.
Huh?
Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This is a little sudden. As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepti has now reached its end.
Huh? Did you just say as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and Chilean. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Chising. I've continued those duties to this very day.
Ini nggak sopan sih kalau orang nanya yang bawah.
Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies? I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff too. Thanks, Gunyu.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away at you over time. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow. Generally sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now.
Kalau yaudah orang bakal pakai Jepang kalau ada Ningguang doang atau sama Beidou. Tapi Inggris kalau ada Zhongli atau Diluc atau Mona. Razer udah sih bang, kalau Razer orang cuma sukanya yang bahasa Jepang. Ngapain yang panjat, geblek. Hujan. Wih, hang on. Apa nih? Update. Oh, belum cek semua deh ya, jadi notifikasinya. Tumben dalam kota hujan. Dalam kota kan harusnya. Shoot. Berat banget. Oh, udah ternyata belum. Pasti marah.
What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and the Fatui?
This atmosphere is highly abnormal. It seems as though something big has happened. We should ask around a little, just to be safe.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wengsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Huh?
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Chising have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Chising. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millelith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng funeral parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng funeral parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it! If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Ayo kita ke bank. Ayo kita pergi ke bank. Mau orang tidak bisa cukup satu kali gaya, cuman Aing bakal tetap nunggu Ayak lah. Wait, Golden House. Salah. Nah. Wait a minute. Kebuka? Seriously? Kebuka? Akhirnya kebuka itu yang di situ. Kemarin kan nggak kebuka. Kemarin kan nggak kebuka, masih ketutup di situ. Nah, kan ponyingnya berubah, perasaan warna hitam ya sini. Kayaknya kalau jangkauan loncatnya lebih jauh si Razer deh. Oh iya, lebih jauh si Razer. Ada, banyak kan nggak bisa. Bisa nih. Kemarin nggak bisa. Sampai sini udah enggak, sampai bawah situ aja udah di stop. Nggak bisa, ke atas ini nggak bisa. Dan nggak ada ini, kemarin tuh nggak ada ini. Kemarin tuh nggak ada ini, itu datar doang gitu kemarin. Coba nanti orang lihat di live sebelumnya. Wait a minute. Go to the golden house. Oh, langsung itu. Langsung lawan berarti.
I'm hungry.
Kayaknya nggak ada nimbang di sini, nggak akan ada nimbang. Nah, orang pengen tetap stay tapi Zhongli tiba-tiba datang. Your person of the truth when you do very hard of the political storm. Udahlah. Start. Adalah nanti kalau udah capek, udah nyampe end game lagi kayak kemarin orang main PS4.
Wow! This is the Golden House?
Shut up!
It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of Mora! This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here.
Ih! Menyolong, literally.
But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the Exuvia. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Are you child? Show yourself. Child, are you child? Show yourself.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Are you child? Show yourself.
Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me, without that, what else is there? Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up to it.
Pasti nanti Zhongli ikutan kan. Pasti nanti Zhongli datangnya belakangan kan. Oh shit.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Segitu.
Passable effort.
Oh shoot.
I taste blood.
I'll protect us! Ta-ta-ta!
Ini aja kali ya.
Clear shot.
La la la! Boing, boing, boing! Ta-ta-ta!
Kok tadi pas di trialnya nggak ada ikan paus sih?
How unbecoming.
Astaga.
You've made some progress.
Astaga. Ambilin ya.
Poor passable effort. You're wide open. Not bad.
Astaga.
Not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Ya kan juga petir ya. Berarti ambil shieldnya petir aja.
You've got some skills.
Go, Barbara! I'll protect them!
Astaga.
Has your luck run out?
Iya, langsung meninggal.
Raging tide. This. You've got some skills.
Yang ketiga gimana ya?
All you do is run.
Ta-ta-ta! I'll protect us!
Something else catch your eye?
Ya. Jangan ngebug dong. Ngebug. Ah, sip.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Arpanya bukannya di Zhongli kan? Kan Zhongli Arpa. Harta dunia. Namanya harta dunia.
This is going to cost you!
Zhongli kapan datangnya? Oh shoot!
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose?
Yeah, I pengen.
Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
We didn't take it!
Sekarang fullin dulu darahnya sih. Langsung aja. Oke, masuk. Ayo skill Dakol sama Sekiro orang bisa bantu di sini. Ayo baru mau ngambil shield.
Die here.
Let the show begin!
Juga langsung meninggal. Bisa langsung meninggal. Enggak ada damage. Masa ngebug sih? Ngebug lah.
Die here.
Let the show begin!
Astaga. Iya, sekarang tuh.
I'll protect us!
mati anjir. Bapak kau ya level 35. Oh, aduh, kepukul mic.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through, and now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan's stone fort.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well,
30 menit lagi.
that makes matters a little more intriguing.
30 menit lagi, orang udahan nih kayaknya.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Hydra. Lawan Hydra. Oh bukan,
Paimon's
kirain Hydra.
exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Lele yet.
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to...
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Lele? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
Boleh aja sih kacking Inggrisnya sih.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that?
We've already discussed this together.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the Guardian?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mech?
I suppose this is what... So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength. We haven't a moment to spare. Yep.
Cap ya kayaknya itu beberapa. Oh enggak kena animasi Pixar, Disney Pixar gitu kurang lebih. Animasi Disney Pixar sih kurang lebih.
The Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced the god in several millennia.
Like gue bulunya.
What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Gak aja ini bakal muncul.
My work finished.
Wah ini bakal nge-shield terus.
So quiet. You can't run. Well, neither can I. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
That is Osial's divine power. I am. Be careful not to get hit.
Astaga, ngomongnya telat. Telat ngomongnya.
Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
Air lagi itu, iya air lagi harus.
How dare you? Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Orang nggak tahu zombie bakal muncul kapan. Jadi orang pakai seperti
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is forgetful energy. That light from your body. It's like the tiny giant cars. Wow, it's a Madam Pink shockwave. This green is really strong. La la la.
Udah kan? Belum, masih ada sisa 2. Aku private deh.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast.
What? Ah, sprinting. Ah.
Let the show begin.
Terus Razer lah.
You are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Apaan tuh? Kok masih hidup?
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In
Gimana?
other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Oh, ada lagi. Berapa banyak sih? Oh, sampai waktunya habis itu. Wah, sampai astaga. No, jangan main buku-bukuan, gak asik. Jangan deket-deket ah. Razer bekerja terus.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Mana aja sisanya? Udah kan? Oh, udah habis.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Oh, bentar lagi setengah 6. Lihat udah gitu. Udah. Nggak mungkin udah gitu doang dong. Zhongli-nya aja belum muncul, nggak dewa Gio-nya aja belum muncul gitu, belum diperlihatin siapa. Ya kan dewa Gio-nya tahu si Rex Lapis, cuman kan identitas aslinya belum dikasih tahu siapa. Nggak mungkin gitu doang dong. Nggak mungkin kan gitu doang. Orang udah tahu siapa dewa Gio-nya kan.
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great
gitu
jeopardy.
Ya, kenapa? Berarti pantesan gak ada chest di atas itu.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition.
Well, I was really hoping you would say that. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well what. 3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue. 3,007. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all the. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared.
What?
In the dream. I also thought to tell him, but I dared not speak.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
When there is discord. Discord.
right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity, as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourself?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to... I thought this battle would perhaps be my last, although I am a mere...
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guard. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and thanks for protecting.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adept, although their blood is weak. There is still the time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to
Your line of inquiry is a ski.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Deep.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed. One fears that by the time one finally... Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, but how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up.
Oh, I see. Berarti masih ada bosnya lagi, satu lagi dong.
Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death too?
Oh. Nani?
But
the agent got response.
isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Itu di situ, berarti tinggal teleport ke sini aja sih. Tanggung. Udah very well, berarti kalau very well berarti dahan dong Archon Quest ya. 2,5 jam. Campur tambah perak dikit berusaha. Oh itu tokonya zombie. Astaga, si zombie kan punya banyak uang, cuman lupa bawa uang.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble. We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Zhongli. Sini. 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 Haha, udah gak nyasar lagi. Udah gak nyasar lagi.
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
No, don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
Mana? Hah?
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio?
Udah tahu.
No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Liyue goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700 years ago. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart.
No! Jangan ada responding. No! Juga XL apaan sih? Gak usah kirim-kirimin ini ah. No! No!
Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, traveler. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the... If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Lee...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Shut up, child.
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Wait. Signora Cryo Archon. Bukan.
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end all contracts.
Jadi Signora itu Cryo Archon gitu.
As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Paimon can't absorb so much information at once. So Zhongli, what sort of contract did you sign with the Cryo Archon? Paimon's so curious.
One of the clauses of our contract was not to divulge any of its contents.
You're so petty. Paimon, so
One of
bakal sama aja. Kurang pengen lihat nge-spawn lagi nggak konmaknya? Konmak chest. Gua nggak nge-spawn lagi chestnya.
Paimon, so
one of the
Udah nggak akan ada percakapan kan kalau Fenty bisa ditanya beberapa hal lagi. Dah. Dia Signora Cryo ya. Cryo Archon. Abis ini Inazuma sih kayaknya. Inazuma tapi rilisnya next year. Apa dulu sih abis Liyuan Inazuma dulu gitu? After.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Yang kalau Razer jauh lebih jauh. Aduh, kalau tanyakan nggak bisa.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too?
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things?
Forget it.
Udah. Ternyata sudah.
Hear ye all! The Chi Sing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is gods and adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chi Sing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot. Could the Chi Sing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look. Look, it's Ningguang and
Siapa
Kuching.
tahu Zhongli yang muncul
Are
lagi
they
kan?
saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous, but blinded by our prosperity.
The long, unending dream.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we reestablish?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
Pardon?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Nah, si Zhongli
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
akhirnya ngomong, literally akhirnya ngomong, satu line doang tapi ya. Talk to people. Checking.
Why, were you just trying to look cool earlier, or are you really that selfless? If you were looking for someone, you could have just told me that in private.
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made. I believe.
The cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the rite? There's much that remains to be done.
Literally akhirnya ngomong. Oh, Zhongli ada di situ. Mau nyemplung loh.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Shut up.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Xinyue kiosk.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Shinyue kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Kan jelas sih kan Barbatos Fenty, Rex Lapis Zhongli.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
Ya, seperti kayak Jepang ya kan, Jepang dulu zaman-zaman Shogun kan literally negara tertutup, nggak mau terbuka banget.
It's because of visions.
Literally ada sejarahnya dikit.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the 1,000-armed, 100-eyed god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know?
Berarti di sini, okay.
That was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead. I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and visions? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Child.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui. Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must have been behind the Qixing's plan to take governing power over Liyue from the hands of the gods and Adepti, could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there anything else?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint. Well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the Liyue Qixing to debate.
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good, logical, common-sense idea. It's a shame.
Enggak punya.
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
No! Aing masih pengen bareng Zhongli. Gak apa-apa pisah sama Fatty, tapi Aing masih pengen sama Zhongli.
All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Kuching is absolutely right in saying... Now, could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there anything... Well then...
Oh, udah pada pergi juga ya ini. Dengan kata lain, wait a minute, nggak ada area terbuka lagi ini baru. I mean 12 GB tapi nggak ada area baru nih kayaknya, masih di daerah yang sama. Oke lah. Kayaknya nanti aja deh cerita si Chow. Oke sih kayaknya udah. Oh, udah ajan juga tuh, udahan dulu nanti lanjut lagi besok loh. Lanjut lagi besok buat ceritanya si Chow. Oke. Udah ajan tuh.